Hey everybody, Seth with Everyman Prepping here. And boy, I hope you are out there stacking your food to the rafters, getting hold of your precious metals like your brass, your lead, your copper, all those kinds of things, doing your training because as we're going to see from these few news stories I'm going to talk about today, you're going to need all that and more. So keep on going. And if you're doing long-term food storage, you know, your rice, your beans, your grains, your wheat berries. By the way, I love wheat berries because not only can you eat them and cook them as a wheat berry, but then you can also, grind them in a mill for flour. You can germinate them for micronutrients and microgreens, all that stuff. So wheat berries are great. But if you're doing that, you need supplies, mylar bags, oxygen absorbers, all that stuff. I get all my stuff from packfreshusa.com, and I'll put something here so you can see. If you go there, you can use the code EMP, get 10% off your stuff. I got to reload some myself. I'm going to go there, but use that code, get 10% off and stock up. Keep storing stuff for long term because it looks like we're going to need it sooner than we think. And in talking about that, let's talk about the main story like that was on the thumbnail. Israel basically attacked Iran. Did they go into Iran proper and attack? No. But they did basically hit their embassy in Syria, in Damascus. As you can see from this photo here, at the bottom you have the Canadian embassy. Then you got the building that was bombed, and then you have the Iranian embassy. The building that was bombed, this one here, was on the Iranian embassy grounds. Thus, it's sovereign territory. An embassy is sovereign territory in that country. So when you attack it, it's basically a declaration of war. It's like attacking that country. And some people hem and haw about that, that being true. But think about it this way: the Russian embassy in Washington D.C. If the United States shot a missile at it, a drone or whatnot, and attacked that building, do you think Russia would see that as attacking Russia and as declaration of war, or would they just, pass it off as, well, they attacked the building? That would be a declaration of war. Same with Chinese embassy, any embassy. That is seen as sovereign territory of that nation. So Israel basically attacked, Iran, on their sovereign ground and basically declared war. Iran will retaliate. In fact, if we look really quickly here, these are the people that died. We got 3 generals up top from the IRGC. Were they legitimate targets? Maybe because they're heading up the attacks of Hezbollah and Hamas and all that. And then we have 4 other people that were also died in the attack, for 7 total. But Iran will retaliate. And they've already said, some people are like, well, that's between Iran and Israel. Don't worry about it. The United States has nothing to worry about it. Europe, nothing to worry about. But Iran's already come out and said, United States, you support Israel, you give them money, funds, intel, you're a target too. So could something happen here in the United States? It most definitely could. It could happen on a military base over there. But there will be retaliation, and it'll probably be strong because Iran has to. They got to save face. They were just attacked by Israel. Their number one enemy. Their number one evil nation out there. So something will come to this, and maybe Israel's looking for that to provoke Iran. So United States does jump in full force. We shall see, but something will be coming, and something for you to prepare for and keep preparing. Also with Israel, we have this. This is the World Central Kitchen that was bombed. Precision strikes, you see 3 of them. This is in Gaza, you can see here the ocean there. You can see from the pictures, they were precision strike munitions, pretty far apart. Israel said it was a mistake. Hamas, Gaza, Palestinians are saying it was on purpose. Who knows either way? Supposedly they're going to investigate. United States called for one. Israel called for one. Does friendly fire happen in war? Yes, all the time, unfortunately. Happens to the United States, happens to every country. There are friendly fire accidents, incidences all the time. Was that what this was? I don't know. Was it on purpose? Did Israel think that they were, supplying food to the enemy? I don't know, but I do know that just today the World Central Kitchen halted operations. And so they're no longer serving food or providing aid. Is that what Israel wanted? I don't know, but it's an escalation in tensions over there as well. So that's the other big happening that we had just happening yesterday as well. Then we move back here to the United States, and we have the bird flu. We just kind of ended the last pandemic, and we've been, people been waiting for the next one. Well, maybe it's this bird flu thing. It looks like the bird flu has moved into cows. And this is in Texas and Mexico. You can see it's 7 herds in Texas, got a couple in Kansas, 1 in Michigan, 1 in New Mexico, 1 suspected in Idaho. So we know what happened last time. During this last pandemic we had. People went crazy, toilet paper flew off the shelves, emptied the stores of food. That's why you're prepping. Heck, go get your toilet paper if that's going to disappear again. We don't know where this is going to go. Is it going to escalate into a full-blown pandemic? Bird flu has a much higher death rate. Some people are saying that's up to 30% if it made it to the jump to humans. Of course, that'd be catastrophic. That's end of the world stuff right there. But, wait to see. Now, that being said, we have this report. So this is the Texas Department of State Health Services. First case of transmission from cow to human of the bird flu. So it says here that they're reporting a human case of the avian flu, which is the H5N1 in Texas. The case was identified in a person who had direct exposure to dairy cattle, and he's presumed to be infected with it. He got an eye inflammation and went from there. This is the second case of bird flu to human transmission. They're saying it might be from unpasteurized milk. Don't drink it. A lot of people tout the benefits of unpasteurized milk. Is this to get people to stop doing it? I don't know any of that. Not a doctor, not a medical person. Just reporting what they're saying is that we've had a bird to cow and now cow to human. Now, if this really gets from human to human and it starts the next pandemic, well, you know what happened during the last one with not only the sickness, so to say, but the measures put in by those that be because of this. So another reason to keep our preppings up. So let's keep our eye on this, see if this bird flu thing goes anywhere, or if this is just a one-off case. Now, moving to something that's going to happen in about 6 days, that's getting a lot of press and makes no sense to me, and that is this, the eclipse. It's coming April 8th, 6 days from now, and you can see in 2017, the past went from the, what do we got here, the northwest, all the way down to the southeast, and then basically the opposite direction. They crisscross, they meet here just south of St. Louis. Everybody's losing their mind. We've got governments getting the National Guard out there. We've got them calling state of emergencies out there. We've got them, cities, counties saying stock up on food and water. We've heard cell phones are going to go out. The ATMs aren't going to work. Internet's going to go down. They said animals are going to be affected. Dogs and cats, sleeping together. All kinds of what I think is nonsense going on. There's a serious push that this is going to be bad. Now, 7 years ago in 2017, most of us, watching this, unless you're a young child at this point, which I don't think are in my demographics, we all were there for 2017. Do any of you, write in the comment section, do any of you remember any of that were there any warnings given out? Were they saying stockpile food? Were they saying the internet's going to crash? The cell phones, ATMs, all that. Was there anything like that at all? I don't remember a single thing. I don't remember anything. We just all, I was at a place helping people look at it. It was pretty cool. You checked it out, looked at the sun. Everybody said, ooh, ah, and that was the end of it. There was none of this hysteria. So the question is, why? Now, the eclipse is not going to cause anything. My opinion is 100% not going to be caused by eclipse. If something happens, it's going to be because someone does something. Whether that be a flag type event or a swan type of event, but if something happens on the 8th during the eclipse, as it transverses the United States, it's not going to be because of the sun and the moon. It'll be instituted by man, and we shall see what that is. Now, why is that? Is it because something's needed for the election? The last election year, we had that pandemic thing. Well, another election's coming up. Do we need something else? Is this the motive for this? Maybe. I don't know. But what do you think down below? It's just very strange that all this is coming out about an eclipse. Never before happened. Eclipse happens a couple times a year, different parts of the world. As you can see, it's 7 years from the last one across the United States. I think the next one's in like 30 or 40 years or I don't know, something like that. But happen all the time. Nothing in the world dies because of them. So very strange. Could be because it's a means to an end for something else. But keep your eyes open for something that might happen, caused by man, not the sun and moon, on April 8th. So there we are with that. Moving on from that, we have Ukraine. We have Ukraine going deep into Russia, very deep into Russia, with bigger planes bombing stuff. Let's see if I can put this up here so you can see it really quick. Let me get it bigger here. Look at the size of that plane that came in. And it attacked a industrial area of Russia. And, as it flies in there, we'll just do one more time here. But, how does the Russian air defense not take that out, not take that down? How does that happen? I don't know how that gets through, but They're attacking deep. And then they hit another oil refinery. Here's a picture of it. They keep going after oil refineries. The United States says not to because, well, when you attack oil refineries, the price of oil goes up. Now, the Israeli attack on the Iranian embassy caused oil to shoot up as well. But all these refinery attacks are doing the same. As you can see from this headline from Hedge, it says, Ukrainian drones hit Russia's third largest oil refinery, prompting White House anger. Why is the White House angry? Well, oil is more expensive, which causes inflation, which causes prices to go up, which just causes people to get mad. And you don't want people mad during an election year. Remember, this is an election year. A lot of crazy stuff's going to happen. But Ukraine's saying, I don't care. They said they went 800 miles deep for this one, and they're getting past Russian air defense. And I think Zelensky and Ukraine are saying, we're going to keep hitting those refineries until NATO, United States, you join this war. We're going to make you join. We're going to keep blowing this up. We don't care if you tell us to stop because we don't think you're going to stop giving us arms. We're going to keep going after Russia until either Russia does something so massive you have to come in or you have to join us because, it's getting so bad out in the economic world. You need the war to end. So I think Zelensky and Ukraine are going to keep bombing the refineries until, well, they get NATO involved directly, which might be happening sooner than you think because the F-16s are coming very soon. And if we look at this, you'll see the price here of oil up to $85. It hasn't been that high since. Let's go back here to October of 2023. So it's not towards the highs in 2023, but it's getting there. So oil's getting more expensive. And like I said, as you get more expensive, as oil goes up, inflation goes up, and that's bad for your election. So just these stories alone here should make you want to do nonstop prepping. Should make you want to make sure you have that garden. Do you have your seedlings? Do you have your compost? Do you have your seeds? Do you have everything, your water system ready to go? Every little bit of food that you can grow yourself is going to help you be more self-sufficient. Rely less on having to go to the store. Like I said many times, if you can, get chickens. Get one or two. Get more if you can. Chickens and gardens go hand in hand. They produce fertilizer. You put that in the garden. You grow vegetables. Get extra vegetables. Give it to the chickens. They also make eggs. You eat the eggs. It's great. So if you can, get those chickens. Get that garden. Keep stacking. All that stuff because every day I tell you this, but it's always, and it never changes. Every couple of days get a new story, but we keep getting higher and higher and higher towards that point where eventually you're going to see full-blown World War III where something's going to snap and it's going to affect you where you're at, whether that be in the EU right now or the United States. It's going to come home to roost. And let's see what Iran does. A lot's going to play off how they react to their embassy being bombed. We'll see what happens with that. You need to keep your head on a swivel for that one. And, let's hope for the best. But until next time, keep your ear to the ground and head on a swivel.